Hello, guys. Today I want to dive into this 4-3-3 system. How do we build up from the back? So for the past weekend, it wasn't the result that we wanted. Both teams, yeah, the result wasn't good at all. Okay, but like I explained during the B team's game, it's important that we have the discipline, but that discipline is based on understanding what we're trying to achieve, what the system is doing. So this is exactly what we're going to do today. That way you understand it, and then you understand what I ask you to do in that specific position. Right? Then we'll go from there. So typically, if we're setting up in a 4-3-3 system, that's what I'm looking for. So we have 4 at the back, 3 in the midfielders, 3 midfielders, 1 being a 6, and then this is 8 and 10. So sometimes I use this words, and please understand what I mean. Okay, so that means the 6 is the only pivot that we have, and then the 6, 8 and 10 more high up center mid. And then 9 striker, same thing, left wing and right wing. Okay, so when opponent is facing this, and then we have a goalkeeper, or in general, every time we recycle the ball to the goalkeeper or the center backs, it will be more or less in this situation. If opponent is set up in a 4-3-3 formation, that means they are going to have a 3 at front, 3 in mid, and then 4 at the back. So 3 in the mid, more or less to be all marked. Okay, so that way they have so 3v3 in the middle, 4v3 at the back, 3 at front versus our 4. So this is very typical. That way they have a +1 here to deal with any overhead long balls, right? 3 here, numerical disadvantage, but try to force the ball to one side. That way, on the other side, it's not that much of a problem. So, how they're going to set up? Sometimes we might overthink. They will do this, right? So if we pass the ball, and then the 9 will try to curve the run to block the pass. That way we cannot pass the ball this way. Then we have to dribble up. So this is like very textbook pressure they're going to do. That being said, I noticed that in this league or divisions, the teams may not even do that. So sometimes they will do something random, less tactical. For example, the 9 is just going to press this way, just going straight to the ball. So that means we can shift the ball to the other center back, and then you drift the ball up. Something else they might do is, for example, the goalkeeper pass the ball to this, and then we just like this, no? So that way it's important that your right back be able to adjust the position, depends on where opponent is. You always want to be as high as possible, yeah, but still you have a passing line. Okay. Sometimes they're very smart. They try to cut your passing line, go here. So that's where we need the third man pass. So come back here, support, and pass the ball to right back. These are some very general ideas. I cannot explain everything. I don't want to make a 2 hours video. But like I said, in this league, there's like the teams, they may not even do this. Sometimes they will set up maybe like this, right? So all of a sudden you see a 6 is open. So they say, hey, let's go man mark, and then but they don't realize that if they play a 4 at the back, and then there's always someone is open, right? Then we'll pass the 6, and we'll go from there. Sometimes it may look different, maybe leaving the 8 open, so it could be like this guy jumps up, and this guy is marking the other center back, as that goes here, and try to mark the 6, and then all of a sudden the 8 is open. So it is important that you realize, hey, I'm now unmarked, then can I float into this gap here or gap here? Important thing is you don't want to leave your zone too much or your area too much. For example, you're the 8, you're supposed to play in this area. I don't want you to drop all the way back here just because you want to receive the ball. That doesn't make sense. That's not what the system do. Okay, so if someone needs to receive the ball in that position, for example, whatever reason it's open, and then this guy's not marking, for example, like this, then it's the 6 to do it, because that's his zone, that's his responsibility, that's his area to control, right? So some other positions to be aware of, for example, the 9. I've seen players say, "Hey, I want to get some touches. I want to receive the ball," and that's where sometimes I drop here. Same thing. I do not want that unless we figure out that's something that we're going to do. So that's not the 4-3-3 that we're talking about right now. Okay, so you do have the freedom to move around in this area, but not dropping too much. Okay, same as the left wing and right wing. I remember last 4 season, we had a player that we have to over and over then to explain to him, hey, you're the winger, you're supposed to hold up the depth here to create the space for everyone else here, but not like dropping here just because you want to have the ball, right? I cannot stress this enough. In the scene, we have so many players that has like talent, technically good, but imagine everyone's doing this, right? So I want the ball, I want the ball, I want the ball. This is so common in the scene, right? Then what are the opponents doing? Okay, so if they're doing this, I have nothing to worry here, because if the ball goes long, imagine who's going to win the ball, right? It's the center back. It's their center back. Of course, 100%. There's no way you can beat the center back from here. So if everyone's going to the ball, it's so common. And then that allows them to push up. All they need to do is to have someone maybe like here. Okay, so if they are like here, then every single time they're going to win the ball, there's no way you can win the race from here, even if you're the highest one, because there's like 10-15 yards gap here. There's no way you can win the ball. Plus, they have a goalkeeper here. So the important message is do your thing, do whatever is required in your position. Try to play position. Let the ball do the work. Okay. So even if you see yourself as like technically better than others on the team, please do not try anything stupid. I'm not saying it's not going to work, but it's not helping you to learn the system. It's not helping you to improve or achieve anything. I mean, come on, if you want to show off your skill, this is not where you need to be. Okay, so maybe you can go play some pickup soccer with your friends. That's where you should go. I'm not judging it. I'm just saying that, you know, if you're here, then let's try to achieve something. Okay. There's another type of setup. There will be teams using this. Just quickly go through that. That's more like a strict man mark system. That'd be like this. So you can say it's like a 3-4-1-2 or 3-1-4-2. Yeah, 3-2. Alright, doesn't matter. So basically what they're doing is they go man mark everyone. I've seen this very much in amateur soccer. So if they go like this, we must understand that now our advantage is no longer at the back. Yeah, when they have 3 against 4, as where we're trying to find the free man. Well, I'll explain that in a bit. But if the situation is like this, the advantage is in here. It's in here. So we get 3v3. Not like technical advantage, but if it's a 3v3 situation, then it's worth the risk that we go long. Okay, so the only time that we go long, the two situations that we go long is one, if we see it's like this. Okay, so isolation up there, we'll go long, and then we try to find the second ball. So 1v1, that's we'll take the risk. Okay, the other one is for whatever reason that you're trapped, right? So you have to go long, you go long. Then instead of trying to wiggle and then lose the ball there, then you go long. Okay, so that's the other type of setup. We must, from the goalkeeper passing the ball to the center backs, even before you receive the ball, you must try to scan the field and then understand this. Okay, so if they are doing this, that's the time to go long. But instead, if they are doing this, yeah, now we're back here, then we must try to find whoever is free. Okay, so back to the first situation. If striker press, now this guy's marked, this guy is more or less marking the left back, and let's try to move to the other center back and we'll go from there. So it's unlikely this guy can track back again if we do everything right. Then you drive the ball up. If he press, then you manage to move the ball to left back. Okay, so instead, if he is the one that's pressing, then 6, you should open up and pass the ball. So everyone should just do your little bit, but not like, for example, this guy is pressing and then, oh, I realized then instead of passing the ball to the 6, then I just go try to dribble everyone here. It's not. This is not team soccer. This is not what I'm looking for. This is pickup soccer. This is park soccer. Okay, so let's try not to do that. All right, sounds good. So that's the homework. Please give yourself a little time to reflect. Are we doing something like this? No, or are we doing something like this? So I want to see your improvement. I understand it's tough for everyone to commit to trainings, but at least let's try to do it right, whatever means necessary. Okay, all right, I'll see you all tomorrow.